For the last 20 years, TV presenters Colin and Justin have made a career out of telling us how to decorate our homes and how to make our lives better.
But you know what? I mean, it's posh clutter. Get rid of it.
Now they're putting their money where their mouths are.
I can hardly believe it. It doesn't even seem real. I've wanted this place for so long.
In 2021, they took the biggest gamble of their lives when they purchased a mammoth 5-acre hotel site just off the main tourist trail in Nova Scotia on the Atlantic coast of Canada.
People are going to come here. They're going to lose their minds because I'm losing my mind with potential.
But they weren't both sold on the idea.
I don't want to do this. It's just miserable.
They've never renovated or run a hotel before, and it's in need of a complete overhaul.
Give her, boys!
Their aim is to create a landmark destination and open their doors in time for the summer season.
If we don't hit a time next year to be open, everything's screwed.
But with their life savings on the line.
I don't want to use the word bankrupt, but we've put everything we've got into this. We've done this without investors. It's our money.
A worldwide shortage of materials.
I lie awake at night thinking of everything that could go wrong, everything that hasn't arrived.
And a brutal Canadian winter to battle.
There's water pouring through the ceiling.
Is it the dust, Colin?
Oh, come on. There's nothing. There's the power dot.
Look, there's no other way to put this other than to describe it as an unmitigated disaster.
Can their relationship stand up to the test?
Can you put the phone down? Because I don't want to relive this misery. And that's enough.
And will they get the hotel open?
I feel so completely consumed at every point in making this a raging success.
Brits, Colin and Justin, have lived in downtown Toronto for over a decade, but life is about to change. Colin and Justin
I can't go anywhere without my smellies.
have spent $1 million on a hotel in a part of Canada they know nothing about.
You're just going to pack jeans?
Yeah, I'm going to send another chest of stuff across, Colin.
They have a budget of just under £400,000 to turn it into a success.
I love what I do over here in Toronto, but I've got to get out and try something else.
They are trading their big city life for the slower-paced wilderness of the Atlantic coast of Nova Scotia to become hoteliers.
I've always had an interest in owning a hotel, but I will admit I know absolutely sweet F.A. about running a hotel. I know how to be a perfect guest and find what I want.
What'd you wear in the Atlantic?
Lots of layers, Colin, because you're going to freeze your knackers off.
Justin stalked the hotel on the internet, and he'd say to me, that hotel's on the market. That hotel's still on the market. All the time, every day, for 2 years.
I love this hotel. I look at it 5-10 times a day. I just more than anything want to do something that really stirs my loins. I want to risk. I want to jump in the boat and find out if I'm going to sink. So yeah, I am obsessed, and it is probably more my dream.
I don't want to do this. You know, we live downtown, we live in the thick of Toronto, and it's amazing. And the prospect of being in a fishing village in Atlantic Canada, where there's not really a restaurant, I think there's one bar,
Yeah, there's one
kind
bar.
of diner or something. Like our friends have been saying, are you sure you want to do this? Do you really want to be leaving the city and stuff?
Colin and I have tackled pretty much everything together as a unit, but I think this is the first time that my dream has been somewhat different to Colin's ambition.
Actually, I'm super nervous about this because it's new territory. You know, it's something we haven't done before.
We have to make this work because we're about to spend the largest amount of money that we've ever done before on a project that we don't understand fully. We're not hoteliers. I don't think I've made too many big mistakes in my life, but I feel that this is going to polarize. This is it moment. We think we can apply our design principles to a rundown hotel, learn the business acumen along the way, and turn it into a success. Now, if that works, we'll make a lot of money. If that fails, we could lose everything.
Colin and Justin have finally arrived.
We've got here, and that was the biggest hurdle, making the leap of faith from a busy career in Toronto all the way over to the other side of Canada, to Nova Scotia. I can hardly believe it. It doesn't even seem real. I've wanted this place for so long. We've been negotiating this place for so long. And all of a sudden, we own the Points of View Suites. It's ours, with that vista to the Atlantic.
It's a huge project. The $1 million resort, which equates to over £600,000, is spread over 5.5 acres and is made up of 6 separate buildings. At the front is the reception area, which leads onto the breakfast room. In a separate arched metal shed is the main restaurant. Backing onto the restaurant is the laundry building. At the end of the car park is the largest structure, the main oceanfront hotel housing 16 suites, half of which have sea views, and all have their own entrances. There's also a separate beach house with 3 guest suites.
So, reception.
Look,
It's the keys.
you always see that when you see movies like Psycho, and they've got a big wall of keys with one ominously missing.
After 2 years of deliberating, they are exploring the hotel, getting to grips with the enormity of what's ahead.
So this is the breakfast restaurant in here currently. Now this could be kind of good for as well. An adjunct to the hotel, because they're not doing breakfast at the moment.
The restaurant is in a separate building and is at the heart of the current hotel complex.
Are we on?
Holy crap.
There's a baby.
A what?
There's a baby. And there's mum and dad. They need could do with a meal. We own this.
Have you done, Colin?
That's really bizarre.
Why have you gone quiet?
I'm just listening.
Have we made the right decision?
One of the first and biggest jobs for Colin and Justin, once the summer season ends, is to come up with interior design plans for all 20 suites. The idea is to update these old-fashioned rooms, giving them a boutique hotel feel, and each with their own kitchenette.
Do you remember the Caramak? Do you remember that as a chocolate bar?
I do remember the Caramak. I like, Colin, that you take a comparison to an old vintage chocolate bar. When I look at this, though, I see the inside of a really poorly baby's diaper.
Maybe the baby had been eating the Caramak.
But we can change that so easily.
This room is renovation gold because it's a great size. You've got a great view over the ocean. It's got its own balcony. The services are where you need them to be. You know, so we're not changing plumbing. We're not changing electrics.
Look at this, come on. The Atlantic Ocean is just seismic. Okay, you're seeing it on a day today when it really is wet and wild. But the weather here can be okay. Do you know, people are going to come here. They're going to lose their minds because I'm losing my mind with potential. I mean, I still can hardly get to grips with the fact that we did this. I still, it's a pinch me moment every time I look at this. And I know there are problems, and I know there's a mess to contend with. But this is our mess. This is our job to fix. It's off the chart.
Interior designers Colin and Justin purchased their $1 million hotel in a small fishing town which sits on the east coast of Nova Scotia, called Louisbourg.
It's nice, it's quaint, it's quiet, not a lot goes on. Place shuts down around 8:30.
Nothing's open, so it's pretty boring around here.
It is, yeah. There's no work here in Lewisburg, no. Fish plants are all closed down. There's nothing. Every sidewalks roll up, put them away.
Pretty much, yeah.
With a tiny population, it's a far cry from the metropolitan life that Colin knows and loves. This afternoon, he's off to the town's only shop to find some dinner.
You think, okay, I'd love to go out to a restaurant, or even I'd like to get some takeaway food. You know, there's nowhere to call. No one delivers here at all, so you have to be self-sufficient. There was a big community here, and it was only, I think, a couple of years ago that they lost the school. You know, and that's a bit of a death knell on somewhere, because you're thinking, okay, well, there's no young families coming. You know, so I'm not going to lie, it is a bit of a culture shock to come to a one-street town with 700 people and actually only have one shop. How about Hunt's Manwich with a sloppy Joe sauce? Does that sound good?
I have Hungry Man's.
Do you have any Hungry Man?
I have the Backyard Barbecue. There you are.
Justin loves a backyard barbecue.
That is Salisbury steak.
Tell me there's a chicken one.
I have a chicken one you can fight over.
I'll take that one as well.
$18.35, sir.
Thanks for that. We'll see you next time.
We'll see you later.
See you
Have a good
later.
day.
The Canadian winter is creeping in. Colin and Justin are spending time working on their design plans, in particular for all the rooms across the hotel.
I mean, would you dine here? Say that was a dining table in front of the window.
The rooms are going to be a major selling point, and they want to bring the dark and outdated interiors back to life.
I think the most important thing that we have to do with all of these rooms is increase the focus to the outside. And then I think we should scale down the kitchen. And, you know, if we reuse them, because they are all timber built, handmade, strip off all the orange pine, and we might be lucky, you know, we can either paint them or we could leave them, we could even wax them and get a really nice kind of ashy Scandinavian feel. And then it's almost like there's an invisible line here. And this feels very much like the bedroom area. And then this could be a sofa, for instance. What would you put on that wall there? What kind of colours would you use?
So kind of grey or a neutral tone. Each of those bedrooms needs a really good focal wall to create impact. So something that's really lovely to look at and nice to touch. We've done a load of projects in the past where we've used a flooring product arranged horizontally on a wall. It's a brilliant way to create something that looks really quite exciting for not an awful lot of money. And I'll tell you another thing that's really good to play against all of these ideas: texture. Wickers, rattans, bamboos.
While the boys concentrate on the design side of things,
Oh, there's still one on up here, Joe, at this end.
local carpenter Joe is getting stuck in with the hard labour, reconfiguring the kitchenettes,
Oh, we're down.
and all the old furniture is being removed. Colin and Justin want to get one room ready as soon as possible so they can create a new website.
So we need to do a room. We need to do a prototype room, and we should go to town on an all-singing, all-dancing interior.
But if we can get one up there, a great suggestion of what's happening here, then that actually might start people booking.
So let's get rid of the big fridge and get a tiny inset stove rather than that hulking great cooker.
Oh, there it is.
What is it?
There it is. It's my favourite word that you say.
What word?
It's one of those great words where you just sound super Scottish.
What word?
Cooker.
Who else calls what else would you call it?
Oh, it's a cooker. A cooker.
Everybody calls it a cooker. Really? Can you maybe... What?
The next area on Colin and Justin's renovation list is the main restaurant and entertaining space. They have big ambitions to create a gourmet destination, bringing in diners from far and wide to Louisburg.
Now you're going to notice there's quite a difference in the light levels between outside and inside, and that is one of the fatal design flaws of this building, that you can only use it at night.
We're going to open up that front elevation and put windows in there. I want you to think of a Victorian British railway station with big gridded black framed windows. You might see wood-clad barn, we see whiskey bar, we see wedding venue, we see a whole elevation of windows in there, completely sending light to every single corner.
We can't have this and only use it for part of the day. We need to get more value out of it.
Colin and Justin are giving themselves 7 months to complete the work. They want to be open by next May for the summer season trade. In order to turn the restaurant into a day-to-night upmarket entertaining space, they will need to make some structural changes. They have hired local design and construction manager, Daryl.
The good news is this is what your end result's going to look like.
Oh my gosh.
Now, see, that is exactly what we're looking for. It turns this into something that actually has architectural presence rather than being somewhere where we keep potatoes. Imagine if that looks like that, you're going to be drawn in here. Suddenly this dead patio is going to come alive, loads of tables and chairs, pergola out here,
great place to be.
And we're
Love
gonna
your
take
idea,
this
and that's
away.
what that was the vision from when we first met, you know, a few weeks ago.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
Cheers, Daryl.
Cheers,
Thank
sir.
you.
Thanks, guys.
The prototype bedroom, room 7, is now underway, and Joe has been tasked with creating Justin's feature wall out of laminate floor tiles. But he's just hit a problem.
Right now, our wall was going along quite well. Actually, it was going up quite easily. And now we've run out of wood to put on the wall.
I don't know how that could have happened.
I don't know either because I gave you the numbers.
Well, we ordered exactly what you said, plus we added 20% just to be on the safe side.
Obviously, it's not going to get completed today because we don't have material.
It's just, if it had been any other room at any other time, it wouldn't be that big a deal, but it's a website room, and without completion, we can't get it photographed. Without the website, we can't get bookings. Without bookings, we can't bring revenue. And for us, this is a really big deal. So as we would say in Scotland, without that finished, the game's a bogey, which is always bad news. Cheers, Joe.
Well, I know I was right. I know I measured it. And I know the square footage is right. Obviously, it's the wall. You measure the height by the width of it. That's the square footage.
It's not rocket science. It's simply cutting the wood, sticking it on the wall, repeat till it's concluded.
I do feel that Justin is trying to say that I miscalculated the wood, but they left here, him and Colin left here. They went and did the shopping, brought back the wood.
Frustratingly, when we bought that product to do those accent walls, we bought the last that the store had. There is no more in that store. And to get stuff is really tricky down here. We need to take it all down and start from scratch. And that to us means buying the product all over again and paying Joe by the hour all over again. So we've lost such a lot of money.
We'll have some pretty wild weather underway currently in Cape Breton Island. Heavy rain just moving in. Also wind warnings in effect for a good section of northern Nova Scotia.
I wish you see this. I don't even know if you can hear me because the water and the wind are so ferocious at the moment. Really hard to even hear myself. The wind is just absolutely destructive. I gotta go inside.
This is the first room that I'm actually inspecting today. The storm is raging outside, and unfortunately, it is actually raining indoors. You can actually see that. All over this floor, it's totally ruined. It's horrendous, look. There's water everywhere, there's water pouring through the ceiling.
The storm is battering the hotel's oceanfront suites, including the newly decorated prototype room.
Is it the dust, Colin?
Oh, come on. Look, there's something going on up there. Look, this is wet. Oh my God, look at that. So what do I mean, what do we do about this? This is a total, absolute nightmare.
Oh, help me put these towels down, please.
Come on.
Help me, Colin.
What a Tuesday. This is one of those days that actually really challenges you. That you struggle on a day like this. You actually struggle to remain positive, you struggle to see the end game, because we've just taken a huge backward step. We're only mid-storm. There's another day and a half of this still to go. So God knows what's going to happen.
It's November. Colin and Justin are just a few months into their hotel renovation, but the harsh Canadian winter has ground things to a halt.
What now? Everything's moving. You can actually feel the building shuddering under your feet. We're the only people that are actually out. Everyone's indoors, tucked up, warm, having coffee. And we're here sitting on the stairwell surrounded by soggy towels and terrible weather.
And to make matters even worse, there's an issue with the supply of building materials.
I phoned the hardware store this morning to try and get some plywood, and they said you won't get plywood for the next month.
There's no wood.
There's no wood to be had around here.
Anything. There's a global supply chain issue, and we're at the sharp end of it. There's nothing.
There's the power gone. That's the emergency. Then the emergency lights have just come on.
I've got to describe this as a proper disaster because Colin's fully freaked out by everything that's happened here, as am I. And he's been so incredibly patient as I pushed and shoved and screamed and kicked my way to get in this hotel. And I don't need this at the moment because I don't want Colin to have anything to make him more regretful than I think he might already be becoming.
You know, you don't actually enter into something like this lightheartedly, but there's a really big difference, you know, between, okay, let's buy a flat or something, or let's, I don't know, whatever, to suddenly, let's buy a hotel in an area that you've never heard of. Well, okay, that sounds like a great idea. So I thought, I have to have the strongest opinion here, and my opinion is no. We're not going to do this. I don't want to do this. And then Justin did something really, really out of character. In the 21st century, he wrote a letter.
But you know, it actually is the reason we're here. I mean, look, this is a letter. Hello. That is 6 pages of emotion. Colin, I can only believe that I'm having to write this letter, being that conversation has been such a strong point in our 30-plus years. You know how much I want to pursue this venture in Nova Scotia. At this stage, however, I feel like I'm banging my head against a brick wall. We've always believed in the same dreams. But now, for the first time, I don't feel that I have your backing in this new chapter. All you're saying is no, no, no. I'm losing the plot here. I've cried all the way through this letter because I'm pouring my heart out for real. Please don't let me lose this chance. All my love for whatever you decide now and forever, Justin. So you can imagine, though, if you receive a letter like that, you know, your world is a bit rocked. You think you have a relationship with someone, you can say anything to that person, and then you get this, and you think, have I been deaf? Or have I just not been listening? I mean, it hurts. It actually really does hurt. The thing is, he's never even had to write me a business letter before, because every business letter is signed Colin and Justin. We have one email address. We have one cell phone.
The adventure just seemed too big to lose, and he just wouldn't say yes. And I said, read this, Colin, because if this doesn't make you believe that I have to have this hotel, I'll give up.
I read it 30 times and thought, this matters. You know, this really matters to my partner. So you have to do something about that, don't you? You know, if you care for someone, it's not always your way. So I said, you know, well, we should buy it. I actually did do it for love.
There is a break in the weather, and work can now press on. Colin and Justin decide to spend money future-proofing the buildings against the tough Atlantic weather. The building work to remove the front walls of the restaurant has started.
Darryl, give us a timeline for today's work.
We're at the point now that we're actually pulling the frame off. Once the frame's off, we're actually going to start cutting. We're going to be cutting this, opening up. Progress is going. I'm very happy. We've got a great crew here.
I like that it's almost a family affair because you've got your son, you've got your son-in-law, and you've got Jeff with a G.
Jeff with a G.
Who hasn't yet married into the family, but surely... Is there a single daughter, Darryl?
No, unfortunately. No. They're all taken.
So, boys, any stresses from you lot?
Just follow our gracious leader.
Our trusty leader. What's it like working with your dad?
Oh, it's great.
Oh, yeah. Oh, it's great.
Okay, well, I think it looks amazing. You know, I can't wait to see an opening up here that's not the door. I want to stand in that room and see the light come through for the first time.
Let's go, guys. East. Get on it. Let's go. Give her, boys. Oh. Give her, boys.
Right, mind yourselves.
Oh, my God, we're stuck in there.
Watch that cable.
No turning back now, gentlemen.
Now look at the light in there already. Oh my God, what a great start. And that's only with one piece of that whole elevation taken out. Imagine when the top and all of that quarter round are gone.
You know, I can't wait for the headers to come out. I want to see that all blue skies.
Several weeks into the build, and the long-awaited first delivery of furniture is arriving. With all the previous furniture donated or sold to give them their blank canvas, they have been busy ordering products from retailers back in Toronto, 1,400 miles away. And with global supply issues, it is proving difficult to get things to Louisburg for our city boys.
You're saying that there's only one black sofa on the consignment being sent?
I'm opening up the list and I'm not seeing.
The recent pandemic, a remote and often weather-beaten location, and worldwide shortages are going to make it harder for them to meet their opening deadline.
Okay, well, nice meeting you.
We see you,
fellas.
soon.
Thank you. Take it easy.
Have a good day.
Cheers. Have you got the...
Oh my God, that's insane.
What?
That cost nearly $3,000 to get that delivered.
What? No, it didn't.
Yeah, it did. That's about £2,000.
That's not funny. I mean, how many trucks are going to come here? 10?
Oh, Colin, there's way more than 10. There's about another between 50 and 100 truckloads.
Oh, come on.
No, Colin, we've got 50 to 100 truckloads. So this is the total ripple in the ocean.
That's the problem with this. There are just so many unknowns and hidden extras everywhere. And when you add them all up, it means defeat.
There's got to be another solution. We're going so incredibly over budget on this entire project. Everything is costing way, way more.
$1,800.
$1,800? We were already struggling to make the financial stuff meet and make sense, because this isn't a charity. This is a midlife crisis side hustle that we need to get right. And we can't have a disaster in our hands. This was meant to be a great day with everything arriving.
There's good news and there's news.
Back in room 7, the crucial prototype bedroom, and Joe the carpenter's problems are mounting up.
Okay, made a bit of a boo-boo yesterday. Got the worktop too big for the cooktop, so it's about 3/4, half inch, 3/4 of an inch too big. Justin was pretty upset about it, I think.
So, Jess, what's happening in room 7? Because I would like to bring in the website women to have a look at that this afternoon.
Well, that's not going to happen, Colin, because Joe has cut the countertop to the wrong size.
People make mistakes. You know, it's natural.
Actually, Justin hasn't said too much to me this morning, so I don't know if he's still mad or if he's got other things to do.
Does Joe think you're not speaking to him?
Well, I don't know if Joe thinks I'm not speaking to him, Colin, but I phoned Joe and I was really clear. I said, look, Joe, I'm going to talk to you about this tomorrow, but can you measure twice, cut once?
And then were you short with him?
No, I was standing up at my normal height with him.
You're sometimes short with me?
Colin, I'm not short.
Did you give him your
factual.
instructions in a machine gun styling?
No, I didn't.
A lot of people don't like that.
No, I didn't do it, Colin. There was no staccato instruction.
Are you sure it wasn't like this?
Nothing. No, it wasn't.
People don't like that?
No, don't be light of it, Colin. The upshot of all of this is that the worktop is cut to the wrong size, so several $100s are down the drain.
Do you know, we all deal with things differently, don't we? But Justin can have a little spin out quite often. And sometimes I just have to be the calming, kind of like resolute, okay, this is what's going to happen. Would you like a piece of muffin?
Only if you make me some coffee.
I'll make you some coffee.
I like my muffins warmed up in the microwave first.
Come on, Jazz, the great outdoors awaits.
With the overwhelming workload taking its toll, the boys have decided a change of scenery may help.
It's super quiet, isn't it?
I like the fact that everybody that we pass waves.
And the cars coming towards you, they all wave as well.
I'm practicing my local wave in town. It's like this.
You ready?
Oh, wow.
Oh my God, that's gorgeous.
Don't get too close to the edge. No, don't go too. No, I'm not having that. Don't, Colin. Oh, Jesus. Don't do it.
How amazing is that?
Oh, man.
That is beautiful, isn't it?
So for salt water to freeze, that's got to be super cold. Leaving the concrete behind and coming here, was it a good idea?
It's such an investment. It's an investment of everything we have. And it's an investment of us as a couple. because this is all about creating a future, you know, and so there's a huge stress involved in that.
So as you sit here on a bench, perched at the side of the Atlantic on an absolutely freezing day, does the bigger part of you think that this is going to work?
You know what? I don't know. There's so many unknowns.
It's a good opportunity, Colin.
I mean, it is, but it's been so difficult. It's been really difficult, you know, and you just think to yourself, is this going to happen? I lie awake at night having that intersection of thoughts, like some crazy highway, thinking of everything that could go wrong. There are just so many questions unanswered in this.
Are we going to be all right, Colin?
Yes, we are. We're going to be all right because there are two things that are a constant, you and I.
It's just me and you, Colin. It's always just me and you.
It is. Oh, that boat is just fabulous, isn't it? Look at that. You know what this is right now? Rush hour.
In an attempt to combat their supply issues, Colin and Justin have summoned Joe to the work shed.
Now, Joe, you know, we've been totally up against it, trying to bring furniture in. And so we're thinking that what we might do is actually build furniture here. So we've bought some timber, and we think it'd be a really good place to start, maybe a couple of bedside tables.
Okay, what were you thinking?
So we're kind of thinking that this kind of look with a bit of an X frame at the side.
Okay, yep.
This could give...
You're sounding a bit, well, okay, yeah. I need to know you can do it, Joseph.
Of course, look, come on, look, he's got a chop saw, he's got a workshop.
We don't need you to do squillions, Joe, but it all hinges on how good these are. So there's a school of thought that says if you make a balls up of them, we'll say we don't need any more. But if you make them fabulous, we'll be like, we need plenty.
No, we're not falling for that. That's the hand with the countertops.
Uh-oh, don't talk about the countertops, Colin. He's in a good mood today. Keep him happy. Awesome.
Thank you.
Talk to you soon.
Actually, it's not too bad. Last couple of days have been very good. They've been in a very good mood for some reason. I don't know why.
Do you know what? With Joe, you never really know what's going on because he's really quite quiet. But I could see in his eyes he's thinking, are you serious, boys? Are you honestly asking me to build all your flipping furniture? Well, actually, yes, we are.
Oh, they're quite hyper. Jumping from one thing to another, for lack of a better word, irritating.
But the thing with Joe DeVoe is he's like this really calm swan above the water. But underneath the surface, the legs are going absolutely bonkers. But he always looks fairly languid and he's just walking about and, you know, oh, yeah, I'll get onto that, Justin. He always speaks with his head on one side. Yeah, it's all going to be good. I'm allowed to do the piss of his accent because he's always taking the piss out of my accent as well. Most people don't understand me out here. That's what I've learned because I do have a preponderance to mumbling. And when the head's cocked to one side, I know I've lost them.
Newcomers Colin and Justin are getting to grips with small-town life and the importance of being part of this close-knit community.
People tend not to go to nightclubs in this tiny town because they don't exist, and nor do they go to swanky cocktail lounges because there ain't any. But what they do is they collect at home, and they have what are called kitchen parties, which is essentially when a group of neighbours and friends get together for, as we'd say in Scotland, a hoolie.
We've lived for the last 15 years in the same apartment, the same condominium, and we don't know our neighbours. So to actually be in a village of 700 people and be invited out to someone's house, you know, it's a bit out there. I'm like, okay, when was the last time this happened?
At the centre of the Louisburg community is Valerie, who is married to the ex-mayor of the town. She has invited the boys over for a good old-fashioned get-together.
Hello there.
Oh my God, Valerie, how are you?
I know, I look like a raccoon. I got sun today.
Hey, Valerie, nice to see you. I'm good, thank you. Really good to see you. Hey, nice to see you. How are you?
So listen, how are things going at the hotel down there? It looks wonderful.
Well, Valerie, it's going, but it's not going as quickly as we'd like it to go. It's a sequence of disasters and triumphs in equal measure. The biggest challenge for us, Valerie, is the fact that we're coming out of the pandemic and we can't get deliveries, we can't get anything to site, and everything that we organise and pay a deposit for gets lost in transit. And then we don't get our deposits back and we have to start again. So we're spending twice what we thought we'd spend.
So how does this compare to a party in Toronto?
Do you know, it's like Toronto parties are a little bit kind of you can be a bit well behaved, you know, and so you tend to go to an opening or a launch or a gallery. It's kind of weird that this feels much more like, I feel like I'm at my parents' house because it feels like a good Glaswegian get-together.
Okay, guys, music is starting to play. Let's go.
Hello.
I still have to go to class. What do you do without
Here's to the friends in our quaint little town. The long, hard winter has drawn us down. But things are changing, so let's twist off the cap and fire back a shot.
Amazing. Do that.
Cheers, sir.
Cheers, Jason. Cheers. Oh my God.
When Justin did that speech and the toast, it was such a lovely moment.
So, you know, it's so nice to see someone who you don't know don't do something like so heartfelt and so honest. And you know, and actually, you know what, I'm not gonna make you cry anymore. I think the amazing thing about this community is that no one's pretentious. People are honest. They tell you like it is, you know, they wear their hearts on their sleeve. People here are open-minded. They haven't prejudged us. They haven't prejudged us as a gay couple. No one cares. There's no judgment in that room. I mean, it's actually nights like this that make it worth it. You know, where you actually think, well, what am I really missing in a city? You know, maybe we need this. Maybe this is the next chapter in our existence.
On the east coast of Canada, Colin and Justin's $1 million hotel renovation is in full swing. The team are back on site building the restaurant, powering on to hit the planned May opening date.
Today's a really important day because it's the next stage of this front elevation being cleared in preparation for the window install. So Daryl and the team are literally about to pop out that last section. Boys, any stress for us today, or is it all going to happen easily?
Oh yeah, well you don't need to, we'll stress for you.
I like that.
Is it happening?
It is happening, Colin.
It's happening.
Come on, Jeff, shake what your mama gave you.
Jeff with a G, don't you mind?
Look, oh, come on, look at this. This is amazing.
Oh,
Oh, you mean it?
Come on, wiggle it just a little bit. Hey!
Keeping the bosses happy, Joe has nailed the bedside table request. And that means Colin and Justin can now finally finish their new prototype bedroom, Room 7. Battling through delivery problems and budget overspends, they have managed to pull off a successful first bedroom look.
So cushion's done, linen's done, accent wall in, mirrors, lots of raffia and linen. We've got enough coat hangers.
Can we just take a breath for a second? At last, there's a little oasis of calm.
Just cast your mind back as well to how it was before when it was really dark and that really kind of oppressive, toffee, chocolatey, nappy, diaper brown colour. I'd check in here. If I were a guest coming here, I'd be super pleased with great and comfortable room with bags of space and a little kitchenette to prepare myself a lovely pot noodle.
It was all going so well.
It was, wasn't it? It feels so good to have finished a room. We've been under such a lot of pressure, and walking into that bedroom and assembling the final parts is so rewarding.
Are you happy with the room now?
I'm 100% happy.
Can we take some snaps and put them on the website?
Can you take the snaps, Colin, please? Yeah?
Should I take them of you?
No, do the room, Colin. Come on.
Okay.
It's super important for us to finish a bedroom, as we have done, and get the images up onto the website, but it's also just as important that that room acts as a reminder that we can indeed do this.
And this wasn't the easiest thing to put together?
No, but now we've done the template, we know we can do the rest.
The run of good progress doesn't last long. Daryl is back on site in the restaurant, and has some urgent information for Justin regarding a visit earlier today from the building safety officer. And it's not good news.
These walls, unfortunately, are not up to today's code.
You mean the foam behind these walls, the insulation behind these walls?
Spray foam behind these walls are not up to today's code.
How about the ceiling?
Right, same thing. The ceiling is also not up to code. Right. The bad news is it's going to cost a lot of money.
How much?
We're going to be well over 20K. Plus the labor to take your logs off, the labor to reinstall your logs.
How much is that going to cost?
The labor is probably going to cost you probably an additional $5,000. But in order for this to meet fire rating code, we don't have any other option.
When I tell Colin this, it's going to break him apart, because yesterday we were working out the maths of all manner of different layers of the project, and we were already running really tight against budgets.
So I've actually come into the restaurant that we're renovating, hoping to do some great photos of our window formation, which is looking amazing, but for some weird reason, the wood cladding is actually off the wall. Justin, why is all the cladding missing down there, and why has this entire section been stripped?
Okay, so when you went into town today, we had a building inspector here who said that this isn't up to code, which is Canadian for building standards. And to get it up to code, we have to take all the cover away from all these wall elevations, and we've got to spray it again with a more fire retardant product. So, I had to agree to that when you were out, and the cost of that is somewhere in the region of $25,500.
So you are telling me now that to actually put this room back to how it looked before,
25 grand.
It's $25,000. So that's what, about £19,000? To end up with what? The same room? Can I just ask you a question? When did you become a bottomless pit of money?
I didn't, Colin, but we have to spend
Exactly.
it. But we can't do anything without spending the money. Suck it up, Colin, because it's got to happen. We must correct. We must spend the money. It's no longer a choice thing. It's not in my gift to say to you, don't worry, we don't need to spend it. We do need to spend it.
But for you to then go, oh, incidentally, did I tell you it was $25,000?
You've got to be in the picture, Colin. You've got to know what's happening here.
Actually, so tell me in advance. Tell me before. Because I'm going to tell you something, that kind of news doesn't exactly fire someone up to doing their best work. Your first thought is to walk away and to keep walking. Can you put the phone down?
No, I can't, Colin.
Can you actually just stop for 2 seconds? Can you put the phone down? Stop documenting this. Because I don't want to relive this misery. And that's enough.
Well, that didn't go too well.
Next time, the rot sets in.
We just didn't think that it was going to be this bad.
Yeah, it literally is the worst.
The harsh Canadian weather hits home.
Everything is at a standstill. God knows when it's going to end.
And the boys try to overcome their differences.
You actually have to ask yourself questions. Am I in this? Do I love this person enough? Do I believe in this person enough? And if the answer is yes, then you go ahead.